Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian.
I'm Joseph Brambleback.
And we are back with more Young Justice. Last episode we met good old Amazo. That was that was fun.
Don't even with that.
It was great.
Oh my god.
Superboy took quite the beating in the beginning of that encounter.
Yeah, and he didn't get caught. The Ivo did
escape. He did escape at the end of that. Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. All things considered. And Superboy's kind of slowly starting to get a hold on his temper a bit. He was able to go to Black Canary and like, I'm ready to start learning. So that's a good step there. What?
And she's gonna kick his ass.
Well, at first, yeah. For a while, yeah, definitely. Hey, looking good, boy. Look at that suit. Fired. I'm pissed. Well, no.
Dr. Roquette?
Tell me you're the advanced guy.
The only guy.
You couldn't bring backup? What? Were there budget cuts?
Alright, you want to be saved or not?
Wow.
I mean, she's in danger. She's allowed to be a little
grumpy.
grumpy.
Understand. The guy just said you're gonna die, so...
So what do you call this? The arrow boat?
I call it a rental. Now get down!
That look made out of money to you?
She has a lot of assumptions.
I think we're in the clear.
Great.
Oh,
Leaves
okay.
only one.
I was so, concerned that he was gonna push her down, and then she was gonna come up and, have a bullet hole in her or something.
Somewhere near the beach, so...
Hello, Megan. We should hit the beach every day.
First, a moment of silence for our absent comrade.
Poor Wally.
Man.
Oh.
That's rubbish right
there. I'm assuming Robin was just too smart.
Well, he goes to a different school.
Oh,
And they were off.
okay. Oh, they're trying to make the green chick hot.
What? That's really mean. Why? What do you have against Megan?
I don't know. She's too ditzy for me right now.
Well, that's fine. Don't blame it on the skin color. I mean, come on.
Not racist.
I
The wall man is here! Now let's get this party started!
Wallman, huh? I love the uniform. What exactly are your powers?
Who's this?
Artemis, your new teammate.
Kid Flash, never heard of you.
She's my new protege.
What happened to your old one?
Recognized. Speedy B06.
Well, for starters, he doesn't go by Speedy anymore. Call me Red Arrow.
Roy, you look...
Replaceable.
It's not like that. You told me you were going solo.
So why waste time finding a sub? Can she even use that bow?
Yes, she can.
Who are you?
I'm
She's
his
my
niece.
niece.
Doc calls it the Fog, comprised of millions of microscopic robots. Nanotech infiltrators.
It's looking a little
capable of
beefier.
disintegrating anything
Yeah.
in their path. Concrete, steel, flesh, bone. But its true purpose isn't mere destruction. It's theft. The infiltrators eat and store raw data from any computer system and deliver the stolen intel to the shadows.
That's intense.
Sounds like the shadows.
Like you know anything about the shadows. Who are you?
Roquette's working on a virus to render the fog inert.
Recognized. Speedy.
That's Red Arrow B06. Update.
Oh no. Oh dear. fiction.
Well, it does give me hope, though.
Uh-huh.
This is the first chick that he doesn't immediately fall for.
Everyone online?
Lady, do you always complain when someone tries to help you?
Pot, kettle. Have you met?
Hey, I do not need attitude from the newbie who drove Red Arrow off the team.
That is
They're gonna
so
get
not
together.
on me. Fate of the world at stake?
She started it. You might cut her some slack. It was her arrow saved your butt against the Mazo. What? No, that was Speedy's. I mean, Red Arrow's arrow, right?
Not so much.
Well, still not giving her the satisfaction.
You know, I can still hear you. I couldn't get the Justice League.
That's the scene.
That boy.
He can
Kid
hear
show,
you.
kid
We
show.
can all hear you.
Oh,
Moaning in the goddamn kid
Dr.
show.
Roquette has located the farm.
That's more of a
We
TV
can
show.
the biochip.
Oh. Panther Man.
Oh,
must you challenge everyone? Where I come from, that's how you survive.
I come from Mars. And we're not even assholes.
They also missed her sneaking by.
Yeah.
That was Speedster. Should be kicking him straight in the face.
Doctor, get down!
Ouch, it's sticking right in his shoulder.
That had to hurt.
Atlantean skin is quite dense.
And my shuriken are quite poisonous.
Yeah.
Miguel, Kid, Artemis, we are under attack in the computer lab.
On our way.
God, he's cool.
Poison slowing you down?
Jellyfish toxin. I'm largely immune.
Largely. Maybe a little too interesting.
She's getting away.
It's carnage.
Well,
Old samurai dude.
And I'm not keen on either
Female secret assassin.
and Roquette.
I
Now.
like these guys already.
Martian's here!
Oh.
It's now or never!
Look, it didn't work the first time. That's disturbing.
In theory, its system software could be used to hack the...
The what?
Doesn't matter. What matters is Wing Tech operates a 24-hour workforce. We'll never have access to the
Alfred. Alfred killed them all.
Pursuing target. Keep him busy.
He actually pushed away. Look, here's the shot.
I was hoping it'd be
well,
you.
technically no. Just deflect it, because she's a ninja.
You're not immune. Stupid! Your trash genetic makeup
Jokes.
Mask
lost
has
you the
built-in
game.
filters.
She had a filter in her mask. It was a joke. Or a
Better luck next time, kid.
Why would you say we have company when they've had company for like the past hour?
No, they're in a completely different building. It was a trick.
He's dead.
Let's test the limit of your jellyfish immunity, shall we?
Yeah. Swords, but
There. Limit
might not
tested.
work against an assassin.
Now,
Like,
doctor.
just pump them full
Time
of
for my
poison.
appointment.
Trained in sword fighting.
What in the... Hey! You can't come in here! Unauthorized entry!
What?
Wing Tech override, RG4!
Self-moving fog. Wait, you can't.
What's going on? What are you
Can't hear
doing?
launch.
Please be linked to the mainframe. Please be linked to the mainframe.
So
So you finished the virus, eliminating the reason for your elimination. Though not the entertainment value. Lucky for you, my orders are clear. You live to program another day. After all, Doctor, the shadows may find another use for you.
Oh.
Yes! The infiltrators have been outfiltrated.
Every time, man. Superman could have just done it with his eyes.
Don't move a muscle.
Wow. I am completely at your mercy.
You.
I wonder if your position's secure enough to survive them learning everything I know. Didn't think so.
Artemis, where's the assassin?
Where did you go?
She got away.
Oh, from you? Oh, big surprise!
Notice? We got ours.
Cool. Souvenir.
Could McGann read her mind? And like
she's not supposed to do that, remember?
I've always wanted a sister. Here on Earth. I mean, I have 12 back on Mars, but trust me, it's not the same.
No, she's the terror of the Justice League. Come on, see through it.
Ow.
She's
Yeah, welcome.
Step into the light.
Nightwing.
Nice move. Almost made me believe you are Green Arrow's niece, but we both know you're not.
Ha!
Still, I'm sure GA and Bats have a reason for lying, so your cover's safe. But I warn you, do not hurt my friends.
Redo kind of badass. He's tracking this hoe. He's like, you ain't,
Don't be rude.
You ain't leaving.
Once again, the young heroes interfere. So it's fortunate we have an operative on the inside.
Sure.
Night.
He said,
Running back. Watch the whole episode again.
no, that's fine.
Once again, the young heroes interfere. So it's fortunate we have an operative on the inside.
I'll kill Artemis myself. Red Arrow.
Shouldn't assume.
It's gonna be the end of this arc. Red Arrow versus her. Red Arrow's gonna kill her.
You think that's
And
gonna be
then
the finale fight?
Kid Flash is gonna be holding her dying body like, I always loved you. And then push her off a cliff.
Okay. Sure.
It's the last episode. Last episode of the season. That's what's gonna happen.
So you think the finale is gonna be a one-on-one fight versus?
It's gonna be Beast Boy versus Terra all over again.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, she was introduced like seasons later. So I mean, considering they brought her in right away, maybe they won't go that route. You don't know. You shouldn't assume. I mean, it's not like we have a lot of suspicion placed on her yet.
Yeah, I saw the assassin. No, I couldn't see anything. It was dark. The wind was in my eyes.
Oh, don't forget what Cheshire said. She's like, I wonder what they'll say if I tell them out of your secrets. Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
Which could mean anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
I mean,
you like
maybe
biscuits with your gravy.
I mean, who doesn't? But yeah, what'd you think, bruh?
So far,
yeah,
that episode was clean.
I mean, so far.
Well, okay, so at first I was like, okay, Red Arrow or Roy being by himself is just going to turn out bad. Nothing good will come of it.
Mhm.
But he's actually being full-on badass.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool.
He's tracking down supervillains and saving doctors that could potentially save the world and all kinds of good stuff.
Save and or kind of screw them up because, again, she's the one that made the machine.
Yeah, the virus
fog.
thing. But they could also use that to their advantage.
True. But unfortunately, it seems that they also got some intel out of that. The light people, they got some information from Star Labs. So
and
that's
Robin did stop the fog.
Right, and at Wayne Tech. Because that could have... one of the main things he was really worried about is that they could have gotten intel regarding the Batcave and all their secrets and stuff. So that could have been very bad.
He's alright. He's like an A tier sidekick.
He is.
He's not at a superhero level.
Okay. But okay. There's also though. Here's the thing.
What?
I was gonna say Oliver. Well, he's in there. But Roy confronted Artemis and was like, "I know you're not really his niece, but Bats and Green Arrow, they're lying for some reason. So I'll give you for now."
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about it in that light of like
Batman and both of them. They both know that she's not related to him at all. But they're just like, yeah, this is my niece. So I don't know what's going on there either.
Maybe there is maybe they have suspicions of her and they want her to be with that team just to keep an eye on her.
So you think that they're recruiting her to basically keep tabs?
Yeah.
Okay.
That maybe she has an inside connection to the League of Shadows that would come in handy.
She did there was a weird thing earlier whenever nearing the beginning they were bringing up or when Roy showed up, he's like, they kidnapped Dr. O'Shea, to make this fog that could get in, store data and bring it to them. And she's like, manipulation, espionage sounds like their MO kind of thing. And Wally's like, what anything about them? Oh, what? So there's that. That's a very good possibility.
And then you were gonna tell me about Atlantean strength.
Right, I was actually about to get into that. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the pressure. It might, but it's more so because they're how do I put this? They do have some magic mixed in with them because what he can do, the electricity and the fact that he can control the water and such. So it's a mixture of mysticism and probably, I guess, maybe having lived underwater for however long the Atlanteans started.
Well, because they brought up the idea, which is something that I kind of alluded to, of him being immune to poison, was there's a lot of toxic things in the ocean, so I wouldn't think that anything would be able to harm him. And then they actually brought it in, so I was like,
he has a high resistance to poison, as we found out. Yeah. Considering, I don't know how much he pumped into his freaking body that second go around, but she just before it was, they were just poisoned shurikens that they probably the blades were coated.
Yeah.
At this time, she threw freaking darts at him that were probably hollow, filled with that stuff.
Yeah.
So he took quite a bit. Yeah. And then went down, but considering he charged in.
But that's when I kind of alluded to the idea of okay, is his strength and everything
I could be
based
completely
around?
I don't know 100% or whole lot about Atlanteans and where their physiology is from necessarily. So I could be completely wrong, and it is partially because, or maybe largely because of the fact that they are underwater and that's just how they've adapted. But I do know that some magic, because they breathe underwater, and not all Atlanteans have gills. Because I think the only one I've seen that has gills is Calder. I think. I know Aquaman doesn't have gills. Although the same thing is Aquaman, at least in some iterations, he's half Atlantean. So, anyway.
Other thing that I wanted to ask was, where the hell is the League right now? What are they doing?
They don't say every place they're at in every episode. They're probably on a mission somewhere. Because, they do have the ability to traverse space. So they could be somewhere in space.
Oh, sure.
So,
didn't think about that. Because I was like, I feel like the League of Shadows potentially taking
intel like that.
Intel of that quality would
it could garner some,
warrant some Batman or somebody to go after him.
Yeah. But again, they've stated that the team is kind of like their essentially their undercover, under the radar kind of group at this moment, because they're some are good obviously at going doing recon and stuff, but there's a lot of the heroes are kind of more so upper profile. They kind of stand out a bit, So it's but it might be the fact that they didn't. I don't know. They might have had something that was unfortunately they wanted to deal with this, but maybe they just had something that was more immediately an issue. It's always
I guess
kind of the case.
The other viewpoint that you could take on it is okay, these kids that are trying to turn into real superheroes, they're gonna have to be able to handle situations like this.
It's not so much because not so much to turn them into real superheroes, because they are. I mean, I know that they're sidekicks to their mentors, but that doesn't make them not superheroes, because it's like the reason they're sidekicks is they are their own superhero. They're just learning, so that doesn't necessarily keep them from being superheroes.
Okay, so let me rephrase. So going from apprentice to master, they have to be able to handle certain situations on their own.
As a Flash mentioned, I think it was the second near the end of the second episode. It's like there's a reason why we have these targets on our chest. So it's partially to kind of get them ready to deal with more grandiose-ish, because I mean these aren't small. Some of these jobs aren't like small-time jobs that they've been dealing with, like with Sportsmaster and all that kind of stuff.
They hinted at it in the last episode, but do you think they're having a certain watch group to keep tabs on them, like the way the Green Arrow in the last episode watched them during the or he thought Green Arrow was watching.
See, the thing is they didn't,
but
they weren't.
I feel like they should.
It's
to a certain degree. I feel like
the thing is they could come in I mean, there's a lot of them that Flash can move ridiculously fast. Superman can move ridiculously fast. Green Lantern could probably bring them there relatively fast with his ring. So it's not that they can't. They could get there pretty quickly anyway. So it's kind of like we can't give them this blanket. We will be there if needed. If you guys need help, ask for help. But we're not going to smother you. Yeah, we're not going to smother you and everything. So you are capable.
Yeah.
And
but they have to prove that.
Right. So I understand that is kind of an issue that does come up a bit. It's like, why aren't they showing up, or why haven't they called them this? It's a mixture of story, plot stuff, but it's also kind of like there's things you can kind of take into consideration. Maybe there's things happening off screen where that they have to deal with it. It's a lot of most of the part is probably just story. It's got to happen, unfortunately, but there's not much that can really work around to make it about them without going a few corners in certain aspects.
But that's fair. I mean, and another idea that I have is that Artemis is actually already on the level of superhero, and they've recognized her, but she hasn't been introduced to the League yet, and they want to see how the young Justice team, how she works in a team environment, or this is what I mean is this is her interview process.
Gotcha. I know what you mean. She does, however, seem a bit young in terms of joining the League, but we don't technically know how old she is, so that's not a outlandish idea. I do think it was funny that you make a good point that this is the one girl that we've noticed anyway that Wally hasn't just immediately gone gaga over, and it's interesting just because of the fact
this is a thing.
it's interesting. It's
they're gonna get together. I can already see it happening. It's fun. I can see it. But it's the one chick that you don't think you're gonna get with. You're gonna be like, I mean, she's pretty cool.
It's funny though, just because it's the immediacy, when he sees her, just who are you?
Yeah.
It's not just like, wow, hello, who are you?
Like, wow.
It was more. It was like,
more of like
I think it was a mixture of just like, her chiding him, and also it's like feeling like she's replacing their friend that they've known for years.
Oh yeah.
He's like, he wants Roy on the team, and he feels like she's taking his place. She's like, no, I can't have this.
Roy and him, I don't remember them really getting along that well.
Well,
I guess it was before.
It was just Roy getting frustrated with the situation whenever they first showed up.
I guess that's fair.
So, but no, they've been friends for, I don't know, a few years, I guess, whenever they started doing the superhero gig. But, I just think it's funny that just the initial meeting they were just, like, at each other's throats almost immediately. Well, at least from his... It was funny from his point of view, considering how quick he is to just go crazy over a girl.
Yeah.
Even Black Canary, who, most wouldn't just immediately... Well, I can't say most, but some his age wouldn't just openly hit on them.
Oh, yeah. Especially someone who
could kick your butt. Destroy.
Just beat the crap out of you. It'd be like me walking up to, like, Blackwood and be like, yeah, you're pretty hot. And then she just, like, roundhouse.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea.
No, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, really. Also, I did a small thing I'm probably going to finish, at least for me, was that whenever, after their first encounter with Cheshire and the group, Calder is, hiding in the forest area, and he's speaking out loud instead of, telepathically speaking, kind of more so just kind of like trick them. I kind of like how, I don't think when I first watched it I realized he was speaking out loud instead of using the telepathy comms or whatever, however you would call it. You know what I'm talking about?
At the very beginning when they're in the area with the doctor, right? No,
not in the beginning. It was like after they first fought the Cheshire and they scared her off.
Oh, okay.
And it shows Calder in in a forest area, and he's speaking out loud like he's talking to Megan, and instead of using the telepathy link, he just speaks out loud to kind of like give the impression that one, the rest of the team is there, and I guess what's the word I'm looking for, to express the plans to the assassins, to kind of like make them think that they're
reading into the
plan. making a big mistake on their part too.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like that they came up with that plan, and then instead it was actually McGann who was portraying the Dr. Roquette, and they were all in on the plan. And then after that was shown, we go to Calder and the Doctor in a completely different area.
Yeah.
Buying them enough time to be able to upload the virus and stop the fog.
Can McGann turn other people invisible?
I do not believe that it's a physiological thing. She's doing it to herself. And the only thing that worked is like her clothes, because they respond to her thoughts.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like her or anything she's touching could.
No, it doesn't unfortunately work that way. It's her clothes, because they're essentially made for that. That'll shift with her thoughts. But no, she can't just change anything or camouflage or change anything like she does.
Martian technology.
There is technology, probably Martian technology that can do it, but not just anything. Yeah, I think that's it for this week's episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, which is going to be a real fun one, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you want to see it early, check out our Patreon, where you see all of our early access videos.
And let me know if you think, like me, that Red Arrow and Artemis are a thing.
Kid Flash.
No. Yeah. Kid Flash. Sorry, not Red Arrow.